Have you ever felt depressed, frustrated, angry, or resentful about something that is happening in your life? Have you ever regretted your decisions, mistakes, or missed opportunities? Have you ever been jealous of other people who seem more successful, happy, or fortunate than you? If you answered yes to at least one of these questions, you are not alone. Many people experience emotions and thoughts that prevent them from enjoying life and achieving their goals. They allow external circumstances and the judgments of others to influence their well being and behavior. They lose control of their emotions and react to situations rather than acting in accordance with their values and principles. But there is a way to change this. There is a philosophy that teaches you how to live happily regardless of what is going on around you. This philosophy is called Stoicism. A Stoic is a person who follows the teachings of the Stoics, ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, such as Zeno, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics believe that happiness does not depend on external goods, such as wealth, fame, health, or pleasure, but on an inner state of mind that is achieved through reason, self-discipline, and virtue. The Stoics taught that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. The Stoics taught that we should accept what fate gives us and use it as an opportunity to grow, learn, and serve others. The Stoics taught that we should live in accordance with nature, that is our own nature, which is rational and virtuous, and the nature of the universe, which is whole, harmonious, and good. A resilient lifestyle can bring you many benefits, such as serenity. You will learn to accept what you cannot change and focus on what you can. You will learn to distinguish what depends on you from what doesn't. You will learn not to be frightened, frustrated, or angry at what happens outside of your control, but to see it as challenges that make you stronger and wiser. Confidence. You will learn to appreciate yourself for who you are, not for what you have or how others perceive you. You will learn not to compare yourself to others, but to strive for excellence according to your own standards. You will learn not to fear criticism, failure, or loss, but to use it as feedback that helps you improve. Happiness. You will learn to find joy in simple things such as breathing, thought, action, and attitude. You will learn to be grateful for what you have rather than complaining about what you don't have. You will learn to be satisfied with what you do rather than strive for what you cannot achieve. You will learn to be happy not because you are lucky, but because you are living right. If you want to learn more about the philosophy of Stoicism and how it can help you live a happy life, I recommend you read the following books. Seneca's The Happy Life. This is a short and simple introduction to the basic ideas of Stoicism, written in the form of a letter to a friend. Seneca explains what happiness is, how to achieve it, and how to avoid obstacles to it. Epictetus's Guide to Life. This is a collection of practical advice and exercises that help apply Stoic principles to everyday life. Epictetus shows how to manage one's emotions, thoughts, and actions, how to cope with difficulties, and how to develop one's virtues. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. This is the Roman emperor's personal diary in which he recorded his thoughts and feelings about various aspects of his life. Marcus Aurelius demonstrates how he tried to follow Stoic philosophy despite his high position, great responsibility, and numerous problems. Stoic philosophy opens the door for us to a world of inner balance and harmony, where we are not prisoners of external circumstances, but masters of our own destiny. It invites us to look at life differently, not as a continuous battle for external achievements and recognition, but as a path to wisdom and self-discovery. As Stoics, we learn to control our emotions, to build an inner foundation on virtue and reason, not on fleeting emotional outbursts and desires. We redefine the concept of happiness, paying attention not to external circumstances, which are always changeable, but to our inner state, which we can shape by our beliefs and actions. A resilient person does not seek happiness in material abundance or in the praise of others. He finds it in harmony with himself and the world around him. He realizes his nature and accepts it, striving to be the best version of himself every day. Here are some examples of how Stoicism can manifest itself in everyday life and how it can help. Accepting the inevitable. When we face inevitable difficulties or changes, Stoicism teaches us to accept them as an integral part of life. Rather than spending energy fighting what we can't change, we can focus on how to effectively adapt to new circumstances and use them as an opportunity for growth. Emotion management. Stoicism calls us to be aware of and in control of our emotions. Instead of being captive to our passions and reactions, we can train ourselves to respond to situations calmly and rationally. For example, if we are faced with criticism or an unpleasant situation at work, Stoicism teaches us not to react out of anger or resentment, but to look at the situation objectively and decide how best to proceed. Gratitude and mindfulness. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate the simple joys of life and to be grateful for what we have. Practicing mindfulness helps us find beauty and fulfillment in the moment instead of constantly striving for the future or complaining about the past. Reflection and introspection. The practice of journaling or reflecting, as Marcus Aurelius did, helps us to better understand ourselves and our emotions, and to identify our strengths and weaknesses. This allows us to develop the best in ourselves and deal more effectively with the challenges we face. The philosophy of Stoicism offers a deep immersion in the wisdom of the ancient philosophers to find peace and happiness in the modern world. It instructs us to accept inevitable change and hardship, manage our emotions, develop gratitude and mindfulness, and engage in constant introspection and reflection. The practice of Stoicism brings depth and confidence to our daily lives, helping us not only to survive the turbulent flow of events, but also to flourish, finding in each challenge an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. It calls us to be masters of our own destiny, based on the principles of reason, virtue, and inner balance.